Hey guys, one of our patrons who'd watched the Pickle Room video asked what happened to the table that we found up in the attic of the other workshop. So we hadn't started it yet, so okay, it's a really short, not interesting video, but he asked the question, so here's the answer. Broke out the camera and thought, okay, we'll show you what we're going to do with the table. Nothing terribly exciting. In our paint collection, there's some black paint. This is 10 years old. We used this to paint some posts at the front of the house 10 years ago. So gave it a shake, still seemed okay. That's a 100 yen paintbrush from the 100 yen shop. They're really handy, those things. When you get little jobs, little fiddly jobs, particularly with that oil-based paint, it's always hard to get them clean. But if they only cost $1, you don't have to worry about it so much. So those legs were rusty from being up in the roof forever, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, how long they're up there. So gave them a bit of a sanding and a bit of a wipe off to get rid of the dust. So sanded them to get rid of the rust and then wiped them to get rid of the dust and then broke out this black paint. Because the legs... Interestingly, these little tables, you do see the legs a lot. So we found lots of these around the old house. We must have 6 or 7 of them scattered around the house, inside and out. Maybe more, maybe 8, 9. We've got lots of them. They're really common in old Japanese houses. If you go into an old Japanese house, you'll see these things all over the place. So really common. These are the little feet, little plastic feet. They're sort of dirty and rusty and off colour, so... cleaned them up and actually wire brushed with the battery drill, wire brushed that stainless that runs around the edge because it was sort of pitted and a bit rusty and looked a bit dodgy and didn't look clean. So hit it with the wire brush first and then buffed it with the buff on the battery drill just to clean it up. Now this is going to go in the pickle room and it's just going to be used to do art and eat occasional onigiri, and so it's not going to be, it's not important for it to be really, really good because it's probably going to get painted and get kids painting on it and all sorts of things on it. Felt pens, probably all sorts of stuff. Not graffiti, just art. Oh, they're little cork, stick-on cork things. We use those quite a lot in the main house. They're actually leftover ones from something else. So just put them on the bottom so that they don't damage that soft floor we've got in there. So the table can sort of slide around a bit. We put them on most of the things in the main house too, just to soften the contact so it doesn't leave leg marks everywhere. And that's about all it needed, really. Just clean the top up a bit, a lot actually. I've had to say clean the top up a bit, but clean the top up a lot. That had already been cleaned once and it didn't look too bad. But went and got some magic stuff and some old rags and had another go, and the rags kept turning black. I was like, okay. It had been up in that attic, goodness knows how long. So anyway, that's the result. There you go. That doesn't look too bad, does it? So they can come and splash paint all over that, or crayons, or felt pens, or whatever they want to do, and no harm done. So they have actually used this room a couple of times. It looks a bit empty, doesn't it? But they are into it. They've been doing all sorts of stuff in there, so that'll be a little bit of a handy thing. They'll put cushions on the floor when they're in there too, probably. Sit at that table. Anyway, that was the answer to your question, my man. More videos coming soon.